Good morning, everybody. Hey, man, we got a lot of college football, and now we in week 9. It's this year going by so fast. Let's get started, man. Y'all, we got to in a lot of these games. Starting off with the 12 o'clock ones. You got Texas versus Vanderbilt, SMU versus Miami, Houston versus West Virginia, Ohio State versus Penn State. At 3 o'clock, you got Virginia Tech versus Louisville. 3:30, you got Kansas State versus Texas Tech, Florida versus Georgia, Maryland versus Indiana, Boston College versus Notre Dame. Then at 3:45, you got California versus Virginia. 7 o'clock, you got Michigan versus Purdue, along with Ole Miss versus South Carolina. 7:30, North Carolina State versus Georgia Tech, along with Nebraska versus USC, and Tennessee versus Oklahoma. Then at 10:15, you got Utah versus Cincinnati. I'm telling y'all that. Let me repeat these again, man. 12 o'clock, starting it off. Texas versus Vanderbilt, SMU versus Miami, Houston versus West Virginia, Ohio State versus Penn State. 3 o'clock, you got Virginia Tech versus Louisville. 3:30, you got Kansas State versus Texas Tech, Florida versus Georgia, Maryland versus Indiana, Boston College versus Notre Dame. And then getting to 3:45, you got California versus Virginia. 7 o'clock, you got Michigan versus Purdue, and Ole Miss versus South Carolina. 7:30, you got North Carolina State versus Georgia Tech, Nebraska versus USC, and Tennessee versus Oklahoma. And then at 10:15, Utah versus Cincinnati. I'm interested in all these games, man. I'm sure y'all will be too. Man, we in week 9. We are in week 9. It's almost time for the season to end, and it's almost time to find out who gonna be undefeated, conference champion, all that stuff, and who gonna be the second best team and stuff like that. And I tell you, this season it's getting down to the nitty gritty. And by the way, like I can see this happening. Before I end this off, there gonna be a lot of darn teams that's either gonna be 50, they're gonna be 14-0 or 13-1. Keep in mind what I just said. I'm gonna say it again. I can see this right now where they're gonna be some of these teams that's gonna end up being 15, gonna be 14-0 or 13-1. People, what I just said, man. Because there's a lot of darn teams that's on the verge of doing that right now. And yeah, like I said, man, y'all tune in to all these games. Week 9 starts soon.